On day 4 of the government shutdown, the Republican Party leadership is calling on the White House and congressional Democrats to negotiate.
All I'm asking for is let's sit down like the American people would expect us and talk to one another about getting the government open and dealing with the significant problems that we face.
In the midst of all the partisan politics surrounding the shutdown, there is a glimmer of hope from Capitol Hill today. 10 on your side's Art Kohn learned it could be big news for a lot of families here in Hampton Roads. Art?
Yeah, to tell you the truth, it's even bigger than that. About 800,000 federal employees across the nation would benefit from legislation that would require furloughed workers to receive retroactive pay, back pay, from the period beginning on or about October 1st. Now, the House of Representatives is scheduled to vote on its version of the bill tomorrow. As of this afternoon, about 152 congressmen, including 18 Republicans, had added their names to the measure, which was introduced by Representative Frank Wolf, a Republican, and sponsored by Congressman Jim Moran, a Democrat, both from Virginia. Democratic Congressman Bobby Scott also co-sponsoring the bill. All of Virginia's Republican delegation in the House has co-sponsored the measure, among them 2nd District Congressman Scott Ridgell. Wrong thing. What he had told me is that he felt like because of the fact that these folks had been laid off through no fault of their own, it was the right thing to do. And he says there's a good deal of bipartisan support for this, and he expects it to pass the House tomorrow. In the Senate, almost identical legislation calling for retroactive pay has been introduced, and both of Virginia's senators, Mark Warner and Tim Kaine, support the measure. And speaking of numbers, the odds of this legislation passing through Congress favor federal workers. Congress has granted back pay to furloughed federal employees after each of the 16 past shutdowns since 1976. I'll have more on this coming up in our next half hour of news. Art Kohn, 10 on your side.
That's right. Our coverage of the government shutdown continues at 5:30 with the war of words in Washington.